iPhone 10 rear camera replacement guide. The tools we're going to need are a proprietary pentalobe screwdriver that has 5 rigid teeth, a standard Phillips head screwdriver, a 00 Phillips head screwdriver, a Y-tip 00, also referred to as a tri-wing screwdriver, a pair of tweezers, a plastic prying tool referred to as a spudger, a suction cup for pulling the screen apart, a triangular pick tool also for separating the screen, and then a metallic prying tool for separating the screen from the phone casing. Finally, we'll need a heat gun or a hair dryer. Make sure that the phone is completely powered down before we begin. Go ahead and flip the phone over, and near the charging port, locate the 2 pentalobe screws. Go ahead and remove the 2 pentalobe screws with the pentalobe screwdriver. With the pentalobe screws removed, go ahead and start using the hair dryer or heat gun to go around the contour of the iPhone and warm up the waterproof adhesive. Do this for about 2 to 3 minutes at a distance. Once heat has been applied, go ahead and place the suction cup as close as you can to the charging port. Tug on it with your middle finger while pinching the sides of the phone with your index and your thumb, and insert the metallic prying tool right underneath where the home button location is. Then go ahead and insert a plastic pick into the seam and start sliding it down to create a seam separation. Start sliding it down to the right side, going around the contour of the phone. You want to use the plastic tool for this, not to scratch up the phone screen. Go along the right side as far down as you can. Then come back and go along the left side. You want to take your time and make this separation carefully. You don't want to scratch or break anything. You should go about the same speed as you see here on video or slower. Once you've loosened up the bottom and both sides, go ahead and slide the pick through the top, completing the phone adhesion separation. Now you can go ahead and fold the phone out like a book. There are 2 cable attachments, one in the top and one in the middle, so be careful not to tear those. We'll need to remove the cover that's securing all the connections to the screen. Go ahead and remove the 6 tri-wing screws that are securing the cover. Make sure to place them in an orientation in which you'll remember where they go back, as they are all different sizes. Go ahead and lift the cover and put it over to the side. We'll need to disconnect the 3 cables that are securing the screen to the phone, starting with the ear speaker. With a plastic prying tool, go ahead and pry underneath the corner of the speaker and just gently push it up, and it should come right out. Now for the screen and the digitizer, as you see here. Once separated, you might have to clean up some of the waterproof adhesive around the contour of the edge of the phone. Just peel the adhesive away that has come apart. The camera is located in the top right corner, and it's secured with a thin bracket. The bracket secured with 2 Phillips head screws. Go ahead and remove the screw in the bottom, and then the Phillips head screw on the top of the bracket. Now you can just pry that little security pin over onto the left, and then that will expose the bracket fully. You can just pry the bracket upwards like that and then move it out of the way. And there you have it. Now all we have to do is disconnect the two camera flex cables, pry your plastic prying tool underneath, and then just gently pop it up like you see here, and then the second camera. With the two cameras disconnected, you can simultaneously grab both of the cables at the same time and then just pull the camera out of its socket by both connections. Do not grab them one at a time because you can rip it that way. Here's what the camera looks like up close. Reassembly. Insert the camera back into its position in the following orientation. Make sure it's tucked in all the way and there's no playroom. Now go ahead and reconnect the two flex ribbon cables by aligning them with the socket and pressing it in. Make sure it's correctly aligned and that you don't feel any resistance when you press it in. You don't want it to go in an angle and break the socket. Once they're both tucked in, it's time to place the bracket back over the camera. Go ahead and align the bracket in the following orientation. Make sure to untuck the top portion and let the bracket go in first. Then we need to secure it with the two Phillips head screws. Go ahead and secure the bottom first, and then the top. It's time to reattach the screen to the phone. Go ahead and align it in the following orientation. Reconnect the screen display cable and the digitizer cables first in the middle. Go ahead and align it with the socket and gently press it in. Make sure it's correctly aligned before you apply pressure, as you can damage the socket. Do the same for the digitizer. You can use a plastic prying tool to help you apply the pressure. Once you feel like you have a nice and solid connection, go ahead and reconnect the earpiece speaker up on the top portion of the connection bridge. Once again, aligning the socket and applying pressure. Then place the cover back over the connection bridge. Align it in the following orientation. Now secure it with the 6 tri-wing tip screws. Once all the connections are secured by the cover, we want to power on and test the phone before we close it up. So go ahead and power it on. Once everything is tested and it works, power it back off, and then we're going to clamp it up. Close it carefully, aligning the seam around all the 4 edges, and just start applying minor pressure in the top left corner and start going along the contour of the phone. It should click right in. You shouldn't feel any real resistance. It should just close and clamp up just like you see here. Now make sure to keep going around the outer edges. Make sure that everything is tight. There shouldn't be any gaps or space in between. Now go ahead and place the 2 pentalobe screws back into the pentalobe screw holes near the charging port and secure them with the pentalobe screwdriver. Now power up the phone again and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe and check out more awesome videos at appledollars.com.